Welcome back to another exciting episode of MiniGrinder Paints Live. I am your host, the Great El Numo. Yeah, sorry it took so long there to get started. I had some technical difficulties. I think my camera's dying. I dropped it last weekend. But I don't know what the issue is. I need a new camera anyways. I'm using like a 720 webcam, and the frame rate is like the hertz is all kind of funny because it still has that webcam weird motion effect thing that webcams do, you know? As long as nothing's moving, everything's fine. That and the autofocus, I'm done with it. I'm absolutely done with it. What a pain in the butt. The autofocus on this thing. So I'd like to get a proper one. I actually like to get a 1080p one. I can't broadcast in 1080p, but because of bandwidth. But you know that's the way it goes. But at least I'd be broadcasting in 720, which is plenty good resolution when you got a camera that's worth, you know, half a poo. All right, so here we got Reaper's Fire Dragon. It's not doesn't look very fiery at this point. Oh yeah, you guys want a little preview of the wyverns for the Valentia campaign? I might as well just throw this out there. So here we go. There's the wings. The Valentia campaign. The riders are the gold, and they sport some blue, bluish sashes and that kind of stuff. For those models, I'll just go ahead and show you one as well. For those models, these guys right here. So these guys are the riders. He hasn't been painted. I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream of him at some point in time. But all these guys are all done. Those are the riders for that wyvern. Pretty sweet. Anyways, enough about the wyvern. I'm a little scatterbrained today. It's okay. It's okay. I'll recover. We got ourselves a little dragon poo. So I looked at. Oh goodness! It's time to broadcast. No, that's not what that's for. So I was looking at the Fire Dragon when I bought it, and I said, the snout's not broad enough for a Fire Dragon. And back in the old day, oh my god, I gotta turn this thing down. Back in the old days, I never remembered the Silver Dragon having a very broad face, but Fire Dragons always had a broad face to me. I don't know. Red Dragons. Anywho, I was looking at I was looking at all the images from all the editions. The most recent edition, this is pretty close to a Silver Dragon. Silver Dragon has the Mohawk in the 5th edition manual, I believe. I mean, as far as like the images that I saw on the interweb, they had the Mohawk. I had the spiky head. It had the wings that were attached to the body. It didn't go down along the tail like a lot of the other metallics. I mean, everything was in place. Even the tail had that little mohawk thing on it. And I said, hey, you know what? Who doesn't want a Silver Dragon just in case? You know, it works for a really good NPC that you can just sort of throw at the PCs. You know, which is kind of neat. because it's not necessarily combat, but it could be, you know. So, yeah, I'm gonna paint this as a silver. I've made my decision. So I base it in earth brown. These areas are going to be the yellowy areas, and anywhere where you see the twilight blue, that's where we're going to do the silver color. So, and I am going to use a metallic paint, but I'm going to blend polished silver with stone gray to derive the silvery. So we're looking at this color gradient. Alright. Now imagine this overlaid with the twilight blue. It's going to look very almost platinum. You know, what you would think a platinum dragon to look like. With the yellowy belly, the yellow belly, and fingers and bits. We'll separate that. It should look pretty good. Let's get right into it. I think we'll start off with... Let's get this thing over here. I'm going to give myself some room with this. Oh yeah, these wings actually aren't even on yet. Let's give myself some room here. It's not like this thing is super small, so that'll help. Help me out. Help me out, folks. Come on. Come on. This cord is like going to be annoying. I can already tell. So, what are we going to start with? So I'd like to go from a darker to lighter color gradient. So darker along the spine, and as it approaches the belly, and we get lighter and lighter and lighter. And actually I would more and more metallic as a result, because the polished silver is a lighter color, and it's the metallic color of the two that I'm going to blend. I'm blending a non-metallic with a metallic because I don't want it to look like metal exactly. I want it to have a sheen. I want to go for a more natural look than a super magical look. So the first step here is we're going to do a dry brushing of stone gray over the body. Probably going to need quite a bit. So if you've been watching my stuff, thank you. If you would like to check out my craft, you can go to my blog. It's minigrinder.blogspot.com. I don't know if I'm going to use that. What do I want to use? I'm going to use this one. This one's the real deal right here. I also have a Google Plus. I spend more time on Google Plus with my MiniGrinder stuff and Great Onumo stuff than I do on like Facebook or something else. And so in dry brushing, I always use so little paint that I can't screw it up. I'm really worried about covering up that blue. I want that blue to shine through the bottom. So to do that, you just have to approach dry brushing with the minimal amount of paint necessary. And if you have to, layer it up. It doesn't take much longer. As you can see, my method of painting is actually pretty quick to get to a pretty good quality of work. Or would be considered a good quality of work. I do anyways. I think I do a pretty good job. It goes quick. To paint this miniature, I should be done in I should be at the detailing level in about 2 hours. And if this is your first time watching me, I do the whole thing. This is basically my raw video that I'll be editing down at a later date. There we go. I want to keep in mind the contour of the body, because the areas that are higher up topologically, like from the core of the body or the center of mass, like these biceps, this, I want to get them a little bit extra paint along the neck. I wanted that to be a little brighter. We're going to try to be pretty quick with this and not screw it up. I've been doing this for a while, and I really wish I had the time to focus on the production side of things, and I had the money to upgrade all my equipment and everything else. And I started Kickstarter, but I don't like making promises. You know? I mean, already, look at this. Give it a second, it'll work. Maybe the scales along in here. It's gonna be awesome. Awesome. This is just dry brushing 101 here. There's no magic behind it. Like what I'm using for a brush. You don't need something super... Give it a second here. Hey, I'm a brush. I'm in the middle of the camera. Hey, I'm gonna move this. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. What a dumb... See, that's what I'm talking about. Come on now. There. This is the brush that I'm using. Just short, stubby. It's nothing special. That's all about the amount of paint that's on your brush. I'll say it every episode. Every time. Every single time. There we go. For now, I'm not going to worry about the fins, or the fanning, the skin, the membrane. Okay, yeah, yes, the membranes in between the spines. I'm not going to worry too much about those. I'll do those after I do the wings. I have an idea. What I would like to do is, instead of use the color gradient established between this and the body, I'd like to go from this to skipping the brown color into the yellow, which could be an interesting sort of look. I don't know. I don't know yet. I might use aged bone instead of polished silver. These are options that I'm considering. Let's get this other side here. I mean, this is pretty quick. You just back and forth. If you don't have a lot of paint on your brush, you won't paint in all the nooks and crannies. Right? Which is important. There is a reason why I based the miniature with Twilight Blue. I wanted that to be the shaded area, to contrast with the silvery skin. Sometimes there will be dead air, and then I will start humming to myself. I do this often. I would highly suggest you put on some music. Recently I've been listening to Whoa Fat. It's pretty good. You should check them out. It's on my Google Plus page. You can just go there. And some Humble Pie. Actually, recently I've been listening to some Humble Pie. I'm going through their discography at the moment. Pretty good stuff. You can also check that out on my Google Plus page. I just posted it recently. I've been using YouTube to listen to my music more and more and more. If you don't do that, you should check it out. Lots of free music on there. Just play it. Just stream it. There's no sense in downloading and all this other business and managing like all those songs when you can have like a whole nother service do that for you. I honestly believe that. I do like having the hard copy. I am one of those people that likes that, but there's not much sense in it anymore. If I'm going to own the hard copy of something, it'll be on vinyl or something worth owning a hard copy of. That kind of thing. Now, movies and that kind of stuff isn't vinyl. But as far as music goes, yeah, sure, why not? Wow, this is looking really great. Really, really, really great. I'm certain also, if I didn't have this stupid webcam, that you would be able to see the coloration as well as I do. It often gets muffled. The colors get muffled. I'm translating from my eyes to your screen. Just gonna brush that area. we go. Gotta get the inside too. Do not forget about the inside. I'm gonna hit the wing pieces also while I'm farting around here dry brushing. That'll be important to hit with this also. Don't forget about the inside legs. I'm just going very light with the dry brushing on the inside legs here. Or as a highlighting dry brush. There we go. The hard to reach places. Okay. So here we are. Come on now. Pretty much where we're at. Go ahead and hit the wings real quick. I just need to do the arms on the wings, not to get all crazy here. This won't take long. I'm just dragging the brush, essentially, along the surface. If you ever played the snare drum, I'm holding the brush, it's not very equivalent to that. If you never played the snare drum, go do that, and then then you'll know what I'm talking about. So a couple of my recent posts on minigrinder.blogspot.com. I recently painted a old grenadier slug, giant slug, by the name of the Corrosion Creeper. So I got a little post up about that. And I got one where about a paint job with Frostworm. And that's up there. You should check that out. I'm going to start doing a lot of little posts like that. I'm going to do a post today, not necessarily about this one, but one of the miniatures that I painted in the past, or a group of miniatures, or whatever. You know, there's quite a few posts that are still in the works, just because I'm not done with the job yet. At some point in time, I'm going to get back to work here. I need to populate my eBay store. That's where this guy's going to go. Going to go up on eBay. All my miniatures, my personal miniatures. I basically have my collection up on eBay. And I get to grow my collection every time I sell a miniature, because I go out and buy more miniatures with that money. And I also upgrade things like my, oh yeah, you can see Mjolnir is being a real rascal recently. This side also. Right here. Yeah. It's my cat, Mjolnir. Yeah, I know I'm a nerd. I just looked at the screen, I was like, whoa. I got scratched. So I need some people, actually some volunteers. If you're playing the Star Wars Commander game right now, and you're in some sort of rinky-dink group, why not be in my rinky-dink group? I started a squad on on Star Wars Commander. And you're welcome to join. There's 30 spots available. Actually, there's 26 spots available out of 30. Come on over. You can play with me. Not like that, you perverts. Keep it clean. People always trying to muck it up, you know? It's like they say. It's like I used to say. I don't say it often enough. If you want to screw anything up, just add people. Alright, so... there we are. Wings, dry brushed. Looking good. I'm not going to plop them in yet. I'm just going to set them back there. Let me... give this guy another hit. Okie dokie. What do you got? And now we're going to do a mix of stone gray. Got quite a bit out there because I don't want to have to run out and mix more. And the pure silver. Probably 1/3 to 2/3 ratio, kinda, sorta, maybe. I know it's a lot of paint. I can't even see that. There it is. See over here in the corner. Wow, this is going to be... That was just a bunch of paint. So I'll always sort of like wipe your brush down. I'm not going to wash it because I don't want to add more water to my brush. Most people's problems with painting is probably excessive washing of their brushes. In some sense, you can mix paint right in the brush. You use the remaining paint that's left over, say like this, and then I mix it with a little bit of white. Well, guess what? It's not going to be white. It's going to be this plus white. So, I mean, you actually mix with just the paint that's in the brush. Okay, so also basically going to make it shine. I have to retire this brush already. I bought these really cheap brushes, and they're great for just destroying. Basically highlighting. So this is going to start adding that metallic look to the dragon. I think it's better to add it slowly. This I'm going to be dry brushing the whole thing with this. Staying away from a lot of the depressions, because I want to leave those areas a little darker still. That'll help create tone, define tone. Like on this arm right here. I think this way you have less places that you have to paint. Yeah, I totally wasted a whole bunch of paint right there. You don't want to do that. What I'm doing there is getting rid of extra paint. Okay, so there's this side in comparison with this side. You see the scales are really starting to come out. It's really looking great. Again, being careful down here. Just dragging the brush. I'm letting the edges of the scales pick it up. Again, staying away from the depressions and the muscles to help define tone. I'll revisit the face. Right now I'm just getting the color down. Ooh, I didn't want to actually clean that yet. That's okay. I still got to do the wings. That's why. Not a problem. After you do the wings, I'll stick them on and then show you where we're at. Just dragging the brush across the scales. So silver is like the most reflective metal. Something like that. Next to gold. It's also one of the most conductive metals. Next to gold. Is it conductive? No, is it conductive? I can't remember. I've been on the sciences too long. I really had fun doing science. Lots of fun. This is going pretty quick, actually. What am I in, like 40 minutes in? 30? No, a word from our sponsors. That's me. So, oh yeah, I guess I do. I could sponsor this program. So if you would like me to paint miniatures for you, you should contact me. Oh, let's see here. What's a good way of contacting me? No, go to my blog and look at the post. Commission missions. That's me. I'm on a commission mission. Commission some work for me and feed my family. Hey, that's how it works. Right now, somebody's like, get a real job. That person's jealous. You jelly? Hey, I'm the homemaker here in our relationship. There we go. There we go. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out. I tried something a little different when it comes to priming a Bones miniature. This is a Reaper Bones miniature. I tried a slightly watered down brush on primer, and it really worked great. I'm probably always going to do that now. I don't know why I didn't do that before. So check them out. Looks really good. What we're going to do now is add a little bit of more polished silver. We're just put the polished silver over here. And what do we have? Oh, I don't want to wash that off. The moisture in there's not going to hurt though. Okay, starting from the... I don't think I want to go from the belly to the spine like I said before. I think I'm just going to focus on highlighting the tone, because I really want that to pop. So this is a much lighter color here, and I'm happy with the paint on the brush. I will throw it down. Maybe even lighter. Too light. Too light, not yet. I mean, that's fine for where it's at. Dirty polished silver is what I'm using here. I'm dry brushing ever so lightly with very little paint on the brush. And in some cases almost too little. Right there is about perfect. Oh, it's looking really good. All I'm doing is just paint. It's like a coloring book, you know, as long as you paint the lines. Get yourself a palette. This is a really expensive palette here. You can see, it's nice, corrugated. Cheap cardboard. Let's not forget this side. I already did. It's okay. It's okay. Wow. This looks gorgeous so far. This looks really amazing. Such a large mini to be finished in 2 hours, so I'll probably, this might be a 2-part series. But I don't want to quit painting them in between. I might just take a little quick break. I don't like filming over 2 hours for some reason, for multiple reasons that I have plenty of time to tell you, but don't feel like telling. You can actually edit your videos if they're less than 2 hours in length on YouTube. So by mixing that stone gray, a non-metallic color, with the polished silver, a metallic color, it's really, I mean, that's where you want to be when you're painting metallic dragons, I think, personally. You don't want them to be too metallic looking. Very often, a lot of metallic paints I found can be kind of I don't know, too much sometimes, you know? And that's not what you want when you're thinking of something like a dragon, you know? So it's really close to it. It's so super close to being metallic, you know? It has a light sheen to it. And that's, to me, is perfect. That's what you want when you think metallic dragon. That's what I think. So if you're watching me from Facebook, hi. If you're watching me from Google Plus, hi. If you're watching me from the Reaper forums, hi. Yeah, I post all this stuff to the Reaper forums. It's a really good community there. I like them. I don't engage with them often, but they're good folk. They're the first ones that put up with me doing this. But why not? What do you guys think of this? Pretty crazy. Let's add to the fun on the face here. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy. I think the only thing I want to do is a couple highlighted spots. I'm just going to use some pure polished silver. Very little. It almost looks like a fish, you know? When I think of metallic scales, that's what I think of. I think of fish scales. Fish scales can look metallic. I can't forget the wings, and I won't. I'm going to hit them right away. There we go. And the... There we go. Just had to reposition some of the paint on the brush. I'm going to need more polished silver. Don't forget the elbow pit. I just need more polished silver. There we go. You will probably never see a dragon painted this quick, unless you can do it yourself. Most people don't paint this fast, that I know of. Maybe it's just me, but it'll look pretty darn good too when it's done. Not that I just paint fast. I paint fast and it looks good. If it didn't look good, somebody probably wouldn't spend $80 on this whenever I'm done with it. So it's definitely in that bracket, you know. I would never spend that kind of money on it because I can do it so quickly. But, I mean, if I didn't waste my life and wasn't painting miniatures for a living and I could afford miniatures like that, maybe. And I couldn't paint them already for myself, yeah, sure. But if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I spend money on miniatures like that, try painting them. Alright. You can see how I'm slowly adding color. Like, I went from just painting with stone gray, right? Dry brushing with stone gray, to dry brushing with a mixture of stone gray and polished silver, to highlighting with polished silver that was dirtied with stone gray, to highlighting with polished silver. I mean, it's not rocket science here. It sounds like my kid's home from school. Okay, let's put these on. Take a look. I'll have to match those things together when I put them together. Very metallic. That blue is just very striking to me. I really like it. Along the belly right there. I think it's perfect. It's just gonna really tie this all together. How are we gonna do the dang belly? Is the real question, isn't it? Because we're there. We're at that point now. We're already at the belly. We need a yellow. A yellow that's not too bright. Golden blonde might be a tip. I have an MSP sample here that I could use. Here's where we're at. I don't want a bright yellow. I mean, I guess I could. And then doll it up. But it's going to be too bright. I think I'm going to go with these two guys. Or this. Possibly. I don't know. I'm definitely going to start with MSP Sample. It's great when you order from there. They always throw some paint in. And I have a theory about this paint. I think it's their screw-up paint. It's the ones that are like, they added a little bit too much. There's a little bit too much yellow in this one, and now it's screwed up. I mean, think about it. Paint places, they often have cheap paint for sale. That's basically just screwed up orders. Where's my poker? Sometimes with these things, the little ball gets like wedged up in there. And you gotta push it down or something, and there it gets wedged up in. Get yourself a paper clip. One of the big ones, a large paper clip, because they're a little bit more sturdy. Watch it flow, watch it flow. Oh. So the squad, you probably were wondering about that. The squad is the bearded underscore nerfs. The bearded underscore nerfs. So if you would like to join that squad, feel free to. Feel free to. I kind of want to go from an earth brown mixture of this. I don't want to go straight in. Oh, now that I'm looking at it. So somewhere around this color. Let's start off here. It's kind of a leathery color. I'm going to brighten it up a bit. Now we're getting that classic silver on the top, leathery on the bottom look. It's really coming together now. Oh, it's going to be great. Excuse me. So this is just simple dry brushing. I'm just being careful around the edge. When I go back through in detail, I'll revisit that edge. But for now, I'm going to stay away from it. because that's just an edge that I'll have to clean up later if I'm not careful. Alright. Let's make some more of that color. It's kind of a 1-to-1 mix. That's way too wet. Yeah, son. You see who he goes to. Okay, son, I'm live streaming right now. I'll cook dinner after I'm done, okay? What are you doing?
Spending on my
Yeah, don't you have spelling homework to do?
Yeah.
Why don't you go do that? He's a good kid. I couldn't have had a better kid. Well, I could. The wife's pregnant, so we're gonna have better kids. It's gonna be probably comparable to Ethan. Ethan's such a good kid. I worry about any other kid that we may have. Some kid, they all have different. Everybody's got a. You just don't know what you're gonna get. You play with fate. This off here. Sounds like he forgot his spelling homework. He's pretty sad about it. See, we take turns when it comes to the TV and in our house. So everybody gets a turn. And it sounds like he forgot homework, which means he doesn't get turns. He's gonna get upset.
No spelling list.
No spell. Other form,
There's no.
well, there's like a week in review.
Not there.
Whatever. Sometimes it's on that.
No, it's not there tonight. He says it's all about Thanksgiving. He doesn't have it, so.
No turns.
No turns. I told him he can read tonight.
Okay.
Yes, for a snack or no?
What's that? He can have a snack. Go ahead and give him a snack. Come up. I don't know how long I've been doing this for. Just an hour. Got another hour. By that point in time, I might be done. I told you, man, I go quick. Don't blink. Don't blink. Come on. I like to get the thing real spongy, you know what I mean? That's wait until you see it when I hit it with just the yellow. It's gonna really just sparkle. Oh, Mommy's gonna torture him with girly shows. Poor kid. Oh, I'm safe down here. Oh no, that means he's gonna come down here. The parents hide! Hide, parents! Kids home from school. Hide. Just a simple dry brushing here. And this is just to sort of pick up all the details that the modeler put into this miniature. And the modeler, oh goodness, who is the modeler? Who sculpted this fantastic miniature? Sandra Garrity. She's an old school sculptor, I believe, if I'm correct. If I'm correct. Who we got here? Somebody's talking to me. Nope. Nobody cares. Oh well. Hey, somebody cares. Yeah. So there. Somebody cares. Yeah. There we go. Put the feet on these sides. Perfect. And I'll go back through and highlight again too. Almost around in the finish line here when it comes to this dry brushing venture. Just gonna hit the back real quick. Whoa, man, am I glad I did not put that on there. Against the grain, my friends. There's my mistake. I'm trying to basically use my spit to clean it off without screwing up the job. Yep. I should be using my detailing brush right now, but I'm really stubborn. No, now I'll switch. I made it. I made it. Oh, I guess I could do this up here real quick. I actually don't want to go too much further. Oh my god, this thing is just like either falling apart or picking up tons of cardboard fibers. That's how much I'm working it. Working it and twerking it, buddy. I'm a twerker. You would have never thought. I twerk it all the time. Oh, that's one other thing I wanted to point out. So in the 5th ed book, I don't know how long it's been like this. I didn't do my research really. Silver dragons have 2 claws in the front. So what I did was, let me show you on this. I split the claw. See that? Yeah. It's that attention to detail that you get when you commission with me, my friends. I'm committed. Or I should be committed was one of the 2 things. I don't know. We are. There we go. There we are. Yeah, let's take a look at it again. Why not, huh? Why not? We're at that stage where we can just look at it whenever I want, and it's starting to look pretty freaking good, actually. He's just a little dragon. Look at him. Starting to look pretty good. Oh my. Okay, so let's do it. Let's not wasting around. No more time. Let's not waste no more time. I'm going to surprise you. Is what I want to do, actually. I don't want it to be stupid looking. Who does? I mean, who does? Really? So we're just going to line the plates. So this process could take a while. Until you know what the hell you're doing. Gotta get in that groove, you know? One at a time. One at a time. I'm actually going to be painting quite a few dragons this week. I'm going to paint a white dragon also. And, well, I might paint that wyvern. I have another wyvern I can paint. And I have one more black dragon. Sorry if you can't see right now. I'm just going up the scales, man. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's something like that just helps it just really stand out, you know? That's the other thing that we can do. We can sort of draw it up a little bit. Like that. So what I do is it's basically a dry brushing with a little bit of moist paint. Paint with very little moisture added to it. Look at that. Oh my god, that looks great. Looks really good right there. In comparison, this side to this side. Isn't it great? I think so. I mean, remember, these are miniatures. They don't need much paint. Right? Okay. Let's do the other side. If you happen to live in the Northeast Ohio area, this year I'm going to be Santa Claus. You can hire me. $20 for a 15-minute real beard. Although that's pending. I've just been told by the beautician a hard time getting my beard white. Big red beard. Just painting the edge, that's all. Lining's easy when there's a nice sharp edge like that. That paint kind of moist. I use a little bit of saliva. There we go. Don't ask me. Sometimes I just laugh randomly. Whatever's going on inside my brain. There we go. Nice. He's almost done. He's rounding the finish line, man. Let me tell you. It's looking good. Oh, okay, so it's going to take a while to get all these in here under the belly, so I think I'm gonna do a couple more down the chest. Move on the hands, make a move on the hands then. Okay, I'll do the rest of those bellies off camera. That way we don't have to waste a lot of time with them. Okay, so one of the other things I'd like to do is the spines. My idea is to go from light to dark. With these guys. This will really give it a lot of nice contrast between the belly and the neck. That yellow color. Okay. Adding a little bit of moist paint. I'll work each of these guys just a little bit. I'm sorry, one moment. Wow. To dye my hair and beard white, I have been quoted $100 to $150. That's probably not going to happen, which really stinks. So, plan B, we're going to advertise Kris Kringle. Because, Kris Kringle. Because I don't have the money for that. And while I could make a lot of money, somebody's gonna want to see Kris Kringle, right? I mean, if they want, I could always put the fake beard on over my beard. It's kind of like a beard warmer. Which kind of stinks, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's just not doable at that rate, which is unfortunate. So somebody out there is like, well, just bleach it yourself. Well, I don't want my beard to fall out. If that's okay with you. Know what I mean? I'm gonna shave it all off anyways. I don't know. It seems a little steep. $150 to do the job. Okay, so, oh god, look what I did over here. Let's see if I can pull some of that off. Some water. You know you can. So what I've done is after I based the base layer of the piece with the twilight blue and the brown, I went ahead and sealed it with the flat matte sealer spray. It's kind of like a save state. You see what I just did there? Actually. Work. Yeah. At any rate, let's get the earth brown out. that fate telling me that don't do this. Don't be Santa Claus. So what I'm doing here is I mix a little bit of earth brown with the MSP sample. And now, kind of, okay, so this seems crazy, but I'm doing it. It's easier to go back in and paint the membrane back. That's what I'm going to do. It's just easier just to dry brush that. So what I'll do, I'll get some of that Twilight Blue out after I do something drastic like that. It's not that drastic, actually. And you just reapply. And it's that easy. Like so. Look at that. That looks awesome. Super dupery. Super dupery. Look at that. Looks great so far. So I'm going to do the rest of the spines on the head like that. I'm going to highlight the face. I'll do that off camera also, most likely. Put the eye in. The only other thing I want to show you is the feet. Yeah, all the spines are going to be like this, basically. These spines on the back will be just like these. Have that gradient in them. That'll look really great. The only other stuff... Let's just do this. Let's show you. There's the feet. Ooh, I don't want golden blonde. I don't need that yet. I need some MSP sample. There we go. And what I'm going to do is right before the claws, on the first sort of knuckle, I'm going to paint that. And like so. Let's get that one in the back. He's hanging out there all by himself. Sometimes it's the feet. Back in there. Okay, so now I'm going to load the brush very lightly. And we're going to detail by dry brushing. Put it in on miniature. Careful. Like that. And like that. So each of the feet are going to get painted like that. Again, I'll do that off camera. So here's where we're at. He's looking really good. Where are we at for time? 15 minutes. Oh, okay, so we gotta see if what I would like to do, I don't know if I should do. If that makes any sense. We're going to go with H-bone. All right. And Twilight Blue. And what we're looking for is color in between. I'm getting there. There we go. I like that color. That'll work. Okay. So starting with the lower extremities, we're just going to dry brush out. All the way up and into. You got to be careful here. There's lots of tiny fibers in the wings here that we don't want to cover up so readily, so easily, so haphazardly. That's the words. Right? So against the grain with these guys is the best way to go. As long as you don't screw everything else up like I am. And we might have to go to a different brush for this on the next round. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is get an El Cheapo. And we're just going to want to mix some more of this. Just trying to get the right amount of brush or paint on the brush. I'm just trying to be careful not to cover up any of these nooks and crannies here. That's all good detail to dry brush. I should be doing this on the other side. It'd be a lot easier to show you guys. Nice moist paint right here. Moist paint has much better coverage. That's what I'm worried about in these inside areas. There we go. And I'm basically just going to keep on drawing out this gradient all the way to the H build. I need to clean it up a bit, I can always go in with a wash. I try to avoid washes, if at all possible. Use a wash sparingly. Don't go crazy. I'm going to have to do more cleanup than fixing. So there. There you go, there's a wing. Now, these spines I'm going to be doing in the same way as those spines. So that'll look great. Looks good. So, yeah, and I want to thank you guys for joining me. He's mostly done. Stay tuned. I'm going to post some pictures on my blog, minigrinder.blogspot.com. When it's done, I'll make a whole post about it and everything. Thank you for joining me in the live show, in the raw. And the first place you'll see pictures is my Google Plus page. So check that out. And on the Reaper forums, because I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice day. Bye. I'm still here. I'm finding the X button. Where is it? And stop streaming.